Imagine a year when a TV show known for being satirical drops the satire, goes full silly, and is still somehow good?
What year is that, Sandro?
The year is 2001.
Hello, and welcome to Oldie But A Goodie, the podcast reviewing movies from 2001 in the order they came out in, and oh boy, do we have an adventure for you today, kids.
Oh boy! I love adventures! Yay!
As always, my name is Sandro, and I'm joined by Mickey Mouse.
That's me! Woohoo!
Some might say you sounded more like Elmo in that opening bit, but no, I'm sticking with Mickey.
Yeah, look, it's all the same. It's all the same.
I like, though, how, have you noticed this? With Elmo, you can tell it's an adult putting on a high-pitched voice. With Mickey,
Yes.
it sounds a little sus, a little animalistic. I wonder what the difference is.
What? What does that mean? What?
Because Elmo
Yeah.
is like this.
Yeah.
Whereas Mickey sounds not human.
Right. You're saying Mickey is a demon.
Mickey is a demon. Yes.
Elmo is clearly just an adult putting on a voice. Haha, everyone's cool. Mickey Mouse is a demon, though.
Mickey Mouse is a demon.
Yeah, I'd second that.
Do you remember that TV show High Five? And I had that puppet thing?
Oh, hell yeah. I loved High Five as a kid.
It's a good show.
1, 2, 3, 4. High five.
Oh,
1, 2,
yeah.
3, 4.
High Five.
Shout out to High Five.
All jokes aside, your name is Zach, and this is what we're going to be doing all episode, is just reminiscing, because we're talking about the movie based off the Disney TV show Recess. Recess School's Out is the name of the movie. Turns out, yeah, I've definitely seen this show before. 100% I've seen this show before. How about you?
I may have watched like 1 or 2 episodes as a kid, but I do not remember it. So I hold no nostalgia whatsoever for this dumb, stupid, lame show.
Oh, no!
No. It was pretty good. I don't know. The movie I just watched was pretty good, and I thought I had an idea of what the characters were like. Obviously, it turned the silliness up to 11, but
Yeah.
I thought for the most part that the characters were like themselves in the movie, but you were saying it was very different?
Different in terms of the content and the story. So, because I picked this, I watched a couple episodes of the TV show. I just kind of Googled best episodes of Recess, and I watched, I think, about four of them, 4 10-minute long segments. Mm-hmm. And the TV show, because it's 10-minute long segments, it doesn't overstay its welcome at all, which I think the movie does a little bit. And it's also a lot more satirical. There's an entire episode, one of the episodes I watched, in which one of the teachers is like, to punish you children, I'm going to draw 4 lines on the ground, and if you do something naughty, you've got to stay in those 4 lines. And it's just this weird episode where one of the characters is broken down so much by staying inside this box on the ground that they become like a teacher's pet. It's this whole kind of commentary on the prison system in this kids show. The movie, on the other hand, is just fun and games and silliness, which is fine, because it's still good.
I thought there was still a bit of adult thing. There was the whole underlying story of the teachers aren't the bad guys. It's like, hey kids, these teachers were kids and grew up and are here to help you. They're not entirely your enemy. And the old evil crone teacher said, curse these bodacious hips of mine. So I feel like there's a bit of adult content there.
There is a little bit.
It is more of a kid's film, yeah.
It is more of a kid's film, but I still thought this was very fun. I enjoyed this a lot. Did you?
Yeah. I enjoyed it. As I said, the old crone said, curse these bodacious hips of mine. So, I mean, what more could you want from a movie?
That's always a plus. Also, once again, what is with the soundtracks in 2001? They're all great.
Oh my god, they're bop. That ends tune, Green Tambourine.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. That was very weird and trippy, but it was cool.
I mean, look, we're saying how this doesn't have as much for adults as the show does, but it does have an entire 60s song at the end.
Yeah, and also a flashback to the 80s, which was just hippies. All of it was hippies.
Zach, what else came out this week in 2001?
Well,
what other movies could we have done?
We had several options, but I feel like this was a good choice. We had Down to Earth. Chris Rock, he dies but is given another chance to continue his life in the body of a middle-aged white man.
Comedian Chris Rock, though, I think he could make that work.
Yeah.
I think he could make that movie work.
I don't know, that sounds like a one-way trip to Cancelville.
Look, it's not Dave Chappelle, so we're fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dave Chappelle would be like, oh, I'm glad I'm in a body of a man and not a woman, because then I would be trans.
Oh, no.
And everyone would be like, Dave Chappelle, get out of here.
Dave Chappelle, why are you just poking the hornet's nest? Shut up.
What are you doing? Then J.K. Rowling show. It's just a mess.
Yeah, well, you could say that again. Speaking of a mess, Motocross, a Disney Channel movie about a young girl who loves motocross, but her dad disappears.
Oh no, that could have been fine, I guess.
Nope, incorrect. The Price of Milk.
It's very expensive.
A New Zealand comedy about a married couple and their 117 cows.
That's specific.
Very specific. When the wife starts to doubt this magical life will last, she sets up a dangerous test.
Ooh, New Zealand saw, but it's a rom-com. That sounds like fun. I'll add it to the Patreon list.
Absolutely. I'd love to do every New Zealand comedy that we find, because they're a funny lot down there.
They are pretty good.
Funny looking. Ah!
Got him.
Got him.
They love their sheep, don't they?
What are you trying to say there, Sandra?
Nothing. I'm just saying that they're a very important part of the mutton industry as well as the wool industry.
I hear they like to fuck. It's okay. I have family members in New Zealand. It's fine. I can say this. Sweet November. Keanu Reeves and Charlize Theron say they'll date for a short amount of time, then one of them catches them feels. Probably.
Yep. It's got 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know why that was the one that I looked up, but it was. So there we go.
So not that one. But yeah. So I think the New Zealand one could have been good. But this was also a good choice, as it turns out. I didn't think this one was going to be good.
Yes.
I thought this was going to be pretty bad, but honestly, I thought it was rather entertaining.
Look, after Jacob said you better do the Recess movie, good call, Jacob.
Yeah, good call, Jacob. You know what? You win this round, Jacob, but we'll be back.
All right, Recess. School's Out, released in the cinemas because it is a theatrical Disney movie. It was released in cinemas February 16th in 2001. Weird that it didn't come out at the start of summer.
Yeah, that is weird. It's literally about the summer, so...
Yeah. But I guess kids aren't really going to the cinema in the summer, I guess. They're more hanging out with friends, maybe.
I feel like they are going to the cinema.
I feel like they are.
I don't know. Because the cinema was closed for renovations in the movie. I remember spotting that.
Okay.
I don't know what to make of that. That was something I noticed.
For the creatives, it's based off the Disney Channel TV show, ran from 97 to 2001, although there are some TV movies after that were not made at all by anyone involved in the start of the show. They're just kind of... They tried to reboot it, it didn't quite work. This movie came out in between Season 5 and Season 6, so it does feel like the end of the show. It feels like the finale.
Yeah.
But it's not the finale. It came out in between the last two seasons.
Well, there's that whole thing at the very end where they're like, I'll get you in the end, though. We're chums in this movie, but in the show we're still going to be enemies. It's not going to change the show.
Yeah.
It's non-canon. Fuck you.
You see this giant button here with the word reset on it? I'm just going to tap that.
All right. Don't worry about the contents of this movie.
But the movie is, of course, by the original show creators. They came up with the story, so that's Paul Germain and Joe Ansolabihia. I think that's how you say that name. I'm actually not too sure. They also worked on Rugrats, which I think makes complete sense. They worked on Hey Arnold, also makes sense, and The Simpsons as well, just to name a few shows.
Wow, yeah, wow. That's a lot of good shows.
The screenwriter of the movie is Jonathan Greenberg, who is also a writer on Rugrats, as well as Arthur. Are you ready for a hit of nostalgia? And Octonauts and Cyberchase. Cyberchase. You remember Cyberchase?
Whoa. No, I don't.
You don't remember Cyberchase?
No, I remember it, but like, do I really remember it? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's pretty deep.
I vaguely remember it.
It's pretty deep, man.
But man, Cyberchase, I loved Cyberchase as a child. I watched that one all the time.
Good show.
I liked the parrot from Aladdin discount, you know.
And finally, the movie is directed by Chuck Sheets, who did pretty much all of the first few seasons of the TV show. He directed a lot of the TV show. He also directed many episodes of The Simpsons. Unfortunately, none of them were in the golden age of The Simpsons, but I looked a few of them up, and they were good episodes of The Simpsons.
Oh, there you go.
For the cast, same cast as the TV show. They're all mostly known for their voice work and not like live action stuff or other roles, so we won't really go into who plays them, but we can definitely go through the cast, kind of let everyone know who each member of the crew is. I think that could be fun. The lead is TJ. How would you describe TJ?
I would say he's like Bart Simpson from The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah. I describe him as Bart as well.
Yeah. I'd say he's a lot like Bart Simpson because he's a troublemaker.
Yeah.
But he's also different. That Bart Simpson is like he's a leader. Therefore, like of this gang of misfits.
Did you get the feeling from the movie that no one else in the school really likes the gang?
None of the teachers, that's for sure. I'd say the kids are probably on par. I think those like 4 white girls
the
definitely
Ashleys.
don't like. Yeah, the Ashleys. They definitely don't like them.
I'm so glad one of the episodes of the show I watched featured them quite heavily because they're very funny.
The Ashleys were very funny. I liked them. The bit where they trip over the guards and laugh maniacally was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen.
These kids are scary.
But yeah, no, so here's like if you combined Bart Simpson and Fred from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
He's the leader of the gang. He calls the shots, but he's also Bart Simpson, the troublemaker.
Exactly.
Getting in trouble.
You've got Vince. Now, Vince is into sports, and that's basically his old character in the movie. He's got more stuff in the show, but he's not a huge part of the film. Gretchen, she's a bit of a nerd. Now, you don't like the nerd cliche.
Nope.
What did you think of Gretchen?
It was in full force and it was dumb, but like, it was whatever. It wasn't too bad. And it wasn't like the snot-nosed, like really bad version, like cartoonishly bad. She was just like really smart and loved nerd stuff. But oh no, she's socially inept. Haha.
Well, one of the episodes of the TV show I watched was called Lord of the Nerds, in which TJ, he breaks his arm, and so he can't go outside during recess. He's forced to go and play with the Pale Kids.
Oh.
It's a bunch of nerds playing D&D. Everyone's scared of him.
That's great. Yeah, look, I mean, the stereotype is overdone, but like I've definitely enjoyed the Genius Kid story before.
Yeah.
So I thought she was alright. I liked when they hopped into the scientific place, the science lab, as it were, and she just was like, oh yeah, that's a nuclear fusion reactor over there, that's a particle accelerator, oh yep. That's the giant satellite over there, and I was like, oh, yeah, fair enough.
Ashley Spinelli, she's the tomboy who can also fight.
Yeah.
I think Ashley Spinelli is pretty cool. She reminds me a lot of Parappa the Rapper, that like early, I think it was PlayStation video game of the dog that raps.
Yes.
She's got the same like beanie.
And style.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the tomboy just like smacking up the boys, you know? It's a good time.
She's good. Gus, he's the new kid, comes from an army family. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like Gus.
He's the other half of the nerd thing.
Oh yeah, because he's got the glasses.
Yeah, because he's like sort of small and wimpy. So if you combined both the nerd character and the small and wimpy, you would have the really bad stereotype, because it does both. But splitting them up into 2 characters, more enjoyable, I feel.
And finally, there's Mikey, who the Wikipedia describes Mikey as an obese kid who can sing. I don't think he's obese. I mean, he eats a lot, so maybe in real life he would be obese. But the way he's designed, he's more tall. He's a friendly giant who enjoys a good snack. I wouldn't say he's obese. Oh, yes, and his singing voice is Robert Goulet. The final performance from him, he's a popular, opera singer, so it was funny.
Oh, he was fantastic.
And for the rest of the cast, there's Principal Prickly, there's Miss Finster, they're both from the TV show, and the villain of the movie is Phillium Benedict.
Who I know for a fact was just made up for this movie.
Yep. And another character who isn't really in the show, at least the actor that plays her isn't, is TJ's sister, who is voiced by Melissa Joan Hart. The only reason I bring her up is because she has been in other notable stuff. She's Sabrina in Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Whoa, the Teenage Witch?
Yeah, it's her.
Whoa, that's crazy.
So she's in this.
I didn't recognize her from that. Yeah, no, I remember Sabrina the Teenage Witch and watching that show and thought it was an acid trip. It was a good one.
The reception, 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. Audience score is 56%, which is low, I think.
Because it's got angry fanboys in it.
Because it's not the original vision of the show. Is that why?
Yes, correct.
Right.
I'm surprised it wasn't more 50%, but it was a good movie, so that's that extra 6%. It's literally just I watched the show, I really love this movie, or I watched the show and I really hate this movie.
Yep.
That was the two opinions.
Yeah, a lot of the reviews at the time were saying that it's not as clever as the TV show. Adults won't get as much out of it, or they won't get as much out of it as well as other TV shows turned movies at the time, that Rugrats one where they go to Paris. That's pretty good as an adult.
Yeah, but I feel like there was still some things to get out of it.
Agreed, yeah.
Again, that whole subplot of the teachers not being bad, or some of the quotes. The old lady teacher, to quote, "Wonder if I could get them tried as adults."
That was, yeah.
That was a great line. I laughed out loud at that one.
So it cost $23 million. That is a lot. That's a lot of money. But I mean, look, animation is a lot, and this is a big step up from the TV show in terms of how it looks, so...
Yeah, that 3D zoom out and zoom in from a show that was definitely meant to just be 2D. I was a bit like, oh, they're trying to do something fancy here.
You know you're watching a movie that is based off a TV show that's animated when it's got that 3D zoom in.
Yeah,
Every single one of them has it.
Yeah. If we were doing tropes, that would be one of them.
Exactly. What do you think it made in the worldwide box office?
I think it did pretty well. I'd say it did 73.
73. Unfortunately, it made 44.5 million.
44.5? Oh, that's still pretty good.
Still pretty good, but yeah, it's not 46. So usually with the budget, you want to kind of make double. But it made enough. Probably did well on home media, and it didn't come out during the summer. It came out in Feb.
Yeah, it came out in Feb, which does sound like they shot it in a foot on release. I feel like if this was a summer movie, it might have been more popular.
It is 2001 though, and there's some big summer movies coming up. So
yeah, so maybe it's better that they didn't. Who knows?
There's a bunch of taglines. Gotta pick your favorite. Give them thumbs up, thumbs down. All the classic things. First tagline is saving the world one playground at a time.
Yep. Shaky side thumb-ish.
That's the one that's on the poster. And the poster's got a different art style to the movie. How about don't mess with recess?
Spoilers?
Kinda.
Another shaky, I don't know, they're not bad, they're just not really enticing either.
Well, you might find this third one enticing. It's not just another day in the park.
Thumbs down! Thumbs down! Didn't like that.
And finally, a movie so big, only a theater can hold it. Which... if you had no idea this was based off a TV show, that is the terrible tagline.
Oh, yeah, because it's based on a TV show. I'll give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, because they're like, this is a TV show, and they're putting it in a theatre. because we've watched TV movies, right?
A movie so small, it belongs on your TV.
Yeah, that's how I'd advertise mine.
All right, let's go through the synopsis. There's not a whole lot of plot here, so it probably won't take too long. It's got the classic Disney opening thing, except all the kids come out and they play their kazoo along with the tune.
Oh yeah, that's right. That did happen at the start. I didn't write that down, but yeah.
Do you remember kazoos? That was fun.
Yes, I have a kazoo. Not on me at the moment. All I have is a button that says that was easy.
Oh. What's the story behind
that? That was easy.
Why do you have that?
So when I finish the show, I can go.
That was easy.
Ah, cool. How much did that cost you?
I'm not going to say.
Yeah, I don't think you should.
But it's great. I love this button. It's the easy button.
Movie opens with a secret government facility being taken over.
Oh my god, what a dramatic start to what will be a very weird shift of tone.
Yeah.
As we have these government agents bashing in, these like scientists going, we have to cancel, we have to shut everything down. It's very dramatic, and then they're like, so what are we gonna do, sir? And the guy's like, we're gonna go to a school. It's like, what?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Because it's introducing you to the fact that there is a villain.
Yeah.
What was that facility that they took over? They never really explained it.
No.
Oh, I guess that's where the satellite was, maybe.
It was all the science stuff, you know?
Yeah.
At the start of the movie, I was like, they really just forced the character to go, hey, we're going to this school where our main characters are. I was like, why? I mean, we find out, I guess. That's a good thing about this. This has some shotguns on the mantelpieces that come back, which I didn't think they'd come back.
It does.
Like this beginning, that he's just like, this school, we're going there. It does actually come back. They do explain why he picked a random school in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that is a good point. It did do that. Still, although I guess it is a movie, so you want to start off your movie in a very movie way. And this was a very movie way to start it off with.
Very dramatic.
That's good. It's good. And then we see a 3D animation of the town that the show's set in. And it looked kind of okay.
Yes, I liked when they zoomed in on the kids, and the kids were clearly copy-pasted all throughout the zoom-in. And I was like, well, yep.
It's kind of like when the South Park movie did it 2 years earlier, but they did it as a joke because the animation on that show is meant to be garbage.
Yeah.
So it was kind of done as a joke, whereas here, it still works. It's fine.
It's fine. It's whatever. I like how some of the kids are just called by their stereotype.
Yeah.
Like, the Digger Kids, or whatever they're called. They don't have names.
No.
They're just called the Digger Kids.
Yeah.
Or the Shifty Drug Kid.
Oh, he's great.
Or the King, you know.
Did you like how it's kind of set up as a prison?
Yeah.
Because they're in school and there's like the prison music playing. It's like an army prison or something.
I like how, because it was the end of school, they were all preparing. So, like the king, he passed down his crown and other things. You know, it was good.
And Miss Finzer, she's getting up to her old tricks. She's had heaps of ice cream in the school for the whole school year, but she hasn't given them to anyone so that she can sell it back to the companies and buy more erasers at the end of the school year.
Wow, how evil.
What did you think, though? Like, having not really seen the TV show, or at least having no memory of it, you're just kind of thrown into this random school. What were your thoughts?
And, like, I've seen episodes, but I can't remember them. Like, I remember Randall being a little bitch. Fuck you, Randall.
Yeah, Randall.
You hunchback-looking motherfucker.
How did that kid end up looking so hunchbacked?
Weasley.
Yeah.
What a little weasel. Just want to pick him up and boot him across the schoolyard, you know?
You do. Not that we're not saying that you should do that.
No. It's saying what I would do.
Whew. Oh, okay.
You shouldn't do it, but I should do it. Do what I say, not what I do.
Yeah.
Which is booting Randall across the schoolyard because he's a little snitch. But yeah, he tries to dob in the kids, and she's like, nah, we got bigger things. I got all this ice cream. I'm going to buy more erasers and chalk. Like, is there a supply issue? Do you need more erasers and chalk?
I think she just has a thing for erasers and chalk.
Yeah.
Maybe she's addicted to eating chalk. Maybe she's got a chalk addiction.
Yeah, maybe. Or just the movie was like, that sounds like an evil teacher thing to do.
Yeah, maybe that. It's probably that.
Yeah.
So TJ and the gang, they steal all the ice cream and give it to the kids, and they've got this like super high-tech voice changer, and they patch into like the school system to tell all the kids that they can eat the ice cream with the voice of the principal. And they also say the principal has a saggy bum.
Yep, they do that. Which is amusing because they say saggy bum, but also they use this like crane mechanism.
Yeah.
And they use it twice in the movie to lower themselves into vans from the hatch on top of vans, which exist in this movie and nowhere else.
Yep. In animated worlds, all vans have hatches on them.
Yep, up the top, where it would be completely useless.
Yeah, well, that's what you open up when you want the birds to poop in your van.
Yeah, of course. I didn't think of that, Sandra. You're right.
That's what it's for.
But also, that was one of the things that was kind of set up at the start.
Yeah.
But it's such a random thing that made no sense that I was going to talk about it. And then they did it again, and I'm like, what? Oh, you're right then. But yeah, they have this voice changer, and I like the voice changer because he's like, I have a saggy butt.
The voice change is good.
All the kids laugh.
Yeah.
And then the actual principal shows up and is like, hey, no.
I like Principal Prickly a lot. He's a good character.
Yeah, he's great.
I saw one of the episodes of the TV show I saw was when TJ, he wins a competition to become principal for a day. So he kind of takes over the school, and Principal Prickly makes him a bit mean. You know what I mean? And he learns a lesson. He was great in that episode. So I was really glad that he's, a big part of the movie. He's a good character.
Yeah. He has a whole arc in this movie.
Yeah.
So, and I like it. I like how he's just like really tired. He's just like, these goddamn fucking kids. Fuck me.
Yeah.
It's just like, hell yeah. We can all relate to that.
That's great.
It's great. But also, it's revealed the whole reason he got into teaching and became a principal was because he loved the kids and he thought they should have good education. And I was like, that's real nice.
Yeah, it's good.
And it's like teaching the kids, hey, be nice to your teachers. Except the lunch ladies, who are only evil.
The lunch ladies are only evil. Although they do a bit of like a shotgun on the mantelpiece with them as well, because they leave the chowder at the school when they use it later.
They do it like an evil thing where they're like, we have all this chowder left, and they're like, leave it on the burning. It'll stay right till September. And I was like, what the fuck? That's not OH&S. That's not healthy at all.
So, Zach, what time is it? It's summertime.
Whoa.
It's the vacation. I can't remember any other lyrics from that song from High School Musical 2, but it's a good song.
Yeah, they have all the like kids run out. It's that they have like a school finish montage, and all the kids run out, and then the teacher's like, "Stop running in the hallways. It's only." Oh wait, it's summer vacation. Yeah, let's go.
It's good. It's good.
I can relate to this because at the start of summer vacation, I work at a grog shop, and literal droves of teachers came in, getting super wasted and partying. So I was like, oh wow,
That's good. I like that.
I know they're teachers because one of them like, we're teachers, we're in charge of your kids. And I was like, this is mildly concerning, almost.
Well, the teachers are getting lit. I love that.
Yeah, they were getting wasted.
They deserve it, especially after the past 2 years.
Yeah, oh, goodness me.
Good on your teachers. What did you think of the kindergarteners? We see them in this moment as well. And they're all like, you've ever seen the wild thornberries.
Yeah.
There's that wild kid animal. All the kindergarteners are that.
Yeah. They're all these just wild kindergartners. They're treated like barbarians or animals or a combination of both.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a little weird, but also sure.
Kind of funny, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Why? Why are they like this? I guess they are just a force to be reckoned with.
I guess. It's probably an episode of the show. Anyway, TJ's sad because he's like, great, school's out. We got like 10 weeks of just hanging out, going fishing, having fun times with our bicycles because we're kids and it's 2001 and we're actually going outside in our bicycles right now.
I can't even imagine. That's the most unrealistic part of this cartoon film.
But, oh no, all his friends are going to summer camps.
Except Mikey, who is not going on a camp because they don't like the word camp. He's going on an emotional adventure to discover himself.
That was a good joke.
That was very funny. And very adult humor. I was like, that was one of the first, like, adult-focused humor jokes, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it landed quite well, and I was quite surprised by it. I thought it was very funny.
So yeah, he's sad because all his friends are going to camp. It's like sports camp, science camp, the not a camp for the singer.
The singer's retreat.
The singer's retreat.
The artist's interpretation of the world as a collective.
The army camp, just a whole bunch of camps.
Yeah.
But TJ's not going. He's sad. He's walking around town. He's like, oh, my friends are going. I'm so sad.
I like how he found out on the first day of summer, like at the end of... He just found out that all of his friends are going on camp, and they're going tomorrow. Obviously, it's a movie, but, like, he just found out.
Yeah, he would have known that earlier. Yeah. Definitely.
And then probably gone on a camp.
Yeah. So he gets on his bike, he's riding around town, just being really sad, as One Is the Loneliest Number plays. The whole soundtrack, incredible.
Yeah, One Is the Loneliest Number is... that's a banger.
Yeah, it's an absolute tuna, mate. It's a tuna melt. Slather it all over my ears.
Ears?
My ears.
Oh, no, thank you. Tuna melt in the ears does not sound pleasant at all.
That's quite bad.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But, yeah, he goes home and his parents are the parents.
Yep.
You got the dad who's just like, why aren't you working, 10-year-old child? And the mum's like, oh my god, you're so sad. Maybe you have a fever.
Yeah.
Sister, be nice to TJ.
Yeah, we're introduced to the sister. She's about to get a promotion at work. Good on her.
Yeah. She's going to become the assistant manager and get to drive around the mascot car.
Yeah.
Wow.
At Floppy Dog?
Yeah, Floppy Dog or whatever it was. Yeah.
It's a good name. So he's like, well, I don't belong at home, so I'm going to go out on the road again. And he rides past the school and sees weird green sci-fi lights coming out of the gym.
Whoa, that must be aliens and or evil scientists, because those are the only two things that make green flashy lights.
Yeah, he does some investigating, and yeah, it's like this giant sci-fi laser beam they're working on in the gym.
Yeah.
I love how the gym's roof is just automatically retractable.
So the question is, Sandro, was that a thing that was there beforehand, or did the scientists put it in? That's the real question.
Well, I think the film wants you to think that the scientists put it in, but if you look at the subtext, earlier we saw the van had that hole in the roof where the pigeons can poop through.
That's true.
I think the gym is the same. It's just there. All things in this world have retractable roofs to allow easy pigeon pooping and easy heisting.
Yeah. I'll give that. What?
Don't question it.
I was about to, but I'm already tired of talking about it. So I'm going to move on without questioning your crazy monkey logic.
Crazy monkey logic? Excuse me, chimpanzee at the very least, please.
You said it, not me. So TJ's like, I gotta grab the gang together to stop this thing, because he goes around.
Yeah.
And he tells his parents, and they think he has a fever.
They don't believe him. He tells the cops, and they're the two worst cops in existence.
Yeah, because they laugh at him, obviously, because he's, like, talking about lasers and floating. But then later on in the film, those same cops hear the story 3 times.
Yeah.
And don't investigate anything at all.
Yeah.
Like, maybe there's a gas leak and causing mass hysteria.
Probably.
Because the 3rd time is by, like, an adult woman. Like a lady who works at the school.
Yeah, Miss Finster goes to talk to him.
At least she's not a child, you know, clearly making it up.
Yeah, no, good point. Although she is being followed around by, like, an eagle-looking hunchback kid, so maybe she is a bit...
like a Gollum Jr. over here. Yeah. Maybe that's what discredited her.
Maybe. I don't know. He tells the principal, and the principal goes with him. And then
the principal... Hey, good on the principal for actually going with this shit-stained kid who comes up while you're on summer vacation. You finally get to golf with your mates, and this kid who is the thorn in your side comes up and is like, hey, there's aliens at the school. Instead of being like, go away, I'm golfing, he's like, all right, let's go check it out.
And he gets vaporized.
Yes.
Because they have that technology, I guess.
Yes. But also okay, spoiler alert, he doesn't get vaporized though. They never explain that.
They never explain how this thing works. There's a bunch of stuff that these bad guys have that's only used once, like the Mission Impossible mask as well.
Yeah.
It's never explained how they have it, or how it works. They just got these things.
I mean, that I could at least say that, you know, they just had a really good mask, you know?
Sure.
On an agent who's really good, but also... How did the principal get vaporized and then just reappear and is not dead? Because I thought he was dead. I'm like, how are they going to explain this?
Yeah.
And then they just don't. That's the best way of explaining things. Just don't.
So yeah, TJ's like, well, the principal's dead, no one believes me. I'm gonna go blackmail my sister to drive me to all the camps and pick all my friends up. The way that he's blackmailing his sister is by threatening to release her diary on the internet, which is the first time we've had a movie this year that has used the internet as a plot point correctly.
Ah, yeah, that's true. That is true.
Because the previous times it's been, I've just made money on the internet. How? Movie doesn't explain it. But in this one...
Well, NFTs, Sandra,
that's right,
obviously.
NFTs, that's right.
Yeah. But, why did people keep diaries? Why do people keep diaries? Do people still keep diaries nowadays?
I think diaries are cool. It depends if you're a good writer or not. Like, it's good, like, writing practice, I guess.
That's true. That is true. That is good practice. Oh, because there's that whole thing where you could go back and look at what you were writing and be like, okay, I need to change this about myself. I guess that's all right. But, like, if you have dark, steamy love stories about your boyfriend, you know, like, keep better track of it. Don't lose it. Don't let your little brother get a hold of it. Like,
chuck a lock on that diary, you know?
Yeah, don't write those thoughts in the diary.
Probably.
Write other things.
One of the quotes from her diary is about her work boyfriend. It says, I dreamed of Jimmy again. He was rocking me gently. Just like how he rocks those greasy, sweaty onion rings at work. Oh, steamy.
Wow.
So there's a montage of all the friends at camp and them being recruited back into the gang to come back to town. I wish there was more of the camp stuff. This is quite a short movie. It could have maybe been 10 minutes longer if there was just more camp stuff.
Sure.
You know, more of them at camp.
Yeah, they do very abruptly leave the camps. There could have been, like... At the camps, the kids are not enjoying themselves as much as they thought they would, you know? And then there's, like, the guy pitching, and he's like, man, I could really pitch better at home. And then that one scientist girl, all the people on space camp are just, like, kids, and they don't really care about science, where she's actually caring about science.
Yeah.
And the person assigned to her doesn't really care about science. She's just there to watch the kids.
And so Gretchen ends up actually teaching.
Yeah, but none of the kids give a shit.
But none of the kids care. And she's like, oh, I'm really sad. They're all picked up, taken back to town, and they decide to stake out the school from TJ's treehouse to see if anything weird goes on. They see the satellite, and they're like, we need to do something about this.
Then on the stakeout, they eat ice cream, and talk about all the fun things they used to do, and are like, wait a minute, we're getting older. As children, our time here is finite. And I was like, kids don't think about that.
I think maybe if you're like 14, 15, you're thinking about that a little bit.
But they're like 10, right?
They're 10, yeah.
And then they sing about John Jacob Gyllenheimer Schmidt.
Oh, I love that song.
I haven't heard it that much.
You haven't, really?
I only really heard it recently.
Okay. Yeah, that was a big... I used to go on, like, kind of summer camps, but they were only, like, a week. But on those camps, that song, massive, you know? You gather around the campfire, sing this dumb song that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I've never sung that song before, so there you go.
Well, you can right now. I won't join you, but you can if you want.
I won't.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Great.
I don't know the lyrics. I don't know the words. I know the John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. That's about it. And you know what? I think we're going to leave it at that.
All right, we're just going to move on. Are you sure?
Yep. I am not going to sing John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. This song can only end shit.
I remember those lyrics.
Yeah, there you go.
Good stuff.
Yeah, the secret agent goes out and pretends to be the principal guy. Subcontext, he goes and fucks the principal's wife.
He does. Yeah, yep, he does. There is a line of dialogue directly hinting towards that happening. And when the principal is back with his wife, do they talk about it? What happened there? Did this cause a divorce?
Yeah, or do they become more of an open relationship?
Maybe that. Maybe she got pregnant. She got pregnant with this random goon's kid, you know? Although I think the principal's meant to be like 70, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not. The kids break into the school to try and rescue the principal because they discover he's still alive.
Yep.
They discover his, like, golf shorts.
Yes, in the bin. And there's something in them saying, help me, like a piece of paper.
Yeah, so they're like, oh man, he's still alive. So they break in to try and save him. Meanwhile, the rat kid, the weasel boy,
Ratty Randall,
he goes to the mean teacher and is like, hey, they're breaking into the school. Let's get them.
and she runs out and gets them. Miss Finster. Great character, great design.
I like when they see her young and she just has the same raspy smoker's voice as a really young adult.
It was the 60s, man. A lot of drugs.
Yeah, was she just a heavy drug addict and got like a super raspy voice?
Yeah, that's definitely what happened. 100%.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes, she runs to the school, sees them breaking in, and says the line you mentioned earlier, I wonder if I could
try them as adults. And then the teacher tries to break in to catch them, but she like climbs up a rope, then it breaks, and then she tries to squeeze down into the cellar, but she gets stuck and says, curse these bodacious hips of mine. Which was very funny.
Good quote. Very enjoyable. That's the thing with this movie. It's not super funny, but when it is funny, it's very good.
Yeah,
like, it's very well written. The kids are sneaking around the school. They come across the laser.
Yeah.
They're doing another laser test. And they see that the laser is aimed at the moon. And they're like, what's that?
Yeah, and then we get to see the bad guy. What was the bad guy's name?
Phillium Benedict.
Yeah, good old Phil. Phil's like, hey, get this working or I'll send you to detention.
That was pretty funny. I liked how he sent the lead scientist to detention. And the scientist is like, not detention.
No!
That was very funny.
And we never see him again.
No, he's dead.
I'm presuming that scientist died in detention.
Yeah.
Of pure boredom.
He's still there to this day. Some say that if you walk the halls of detention, you can still hear him crying.
Screaming. Yeah.
Oh, and they also find out that the bad guy, Phil, he was the principal of the school years ago.
Yeah, the scientists are like, can we go somewhere else that's like a good location for this? No, fuck you. We're doing it fucking here. I was a principal here. And it was like, oh, that's why he's doing it here.
But then Mikey, he lets out a big burp.
Yep, because he's the fat kid.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
And so they're chased out of the school by random goons, and ninjas just show up and chase them.
Why? They had never explained why there's ninjas here.
I don't know, but I love it. I love when one of them says, "Let me go, you ninjas. I warn you, I have a black belt in origami."
Yeah, that was TJ.
That
Good
was
old
TJ. That was a classic
yeah,
joke.
I like when the tomboy
Spinelli.
Spinelli, yeah, Spinelli. She says, "Get off our planet, alien scum," and then like headbutts a guy in the groin.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, it's a good little action scene. And they're chased out of the school, aside from TJ, who gets captured and thrown in with the principal.
Yeah, and then we get some exposition flashback as to why this bad guy's the bad guy, and a bit of lore on the teacher.
This is such a good scene.
This is so funny.
It's immediately like the 60s, and you can tell it's the 60s because there's peace signs everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything's tie-dyed, it's all psychedelic, and everyone's talking like, yo, that's totally
Yeah.
psychedelic principalia, dude.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
But it's just the same school that they're in, but it's psychedelic colored.
Psychedelic school.
Yeah. And we see the young principal. He's hip and cool. He's like a chill dude.
Yeah.
And we see the old lady teacher, except she still has the old lady voice, but she's young and hip, and she's like, yeah, we gotta go paint up my car.
Yeah.
Presumably psychedelic
We're gonna
colours.
go paint my Volkswagen.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was a Volkswagen.
That's good. Principal Phil. He's the youngest principal ever.
Yeah. He gets appointed as the youngest principal ever, and he's like a super cool dude.
Such a cool
All the
principal.
ladies like him. But he only cares about style.
Yeah. And he says that he's going to get rid of recess.
Yeah, they go. So him and the Mr. Prickly are best friends, and they go up to the principal's office, and they crash on the bean bags.
They crack open a cold one as well.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm not chill at all. I'm actually evil."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all that hippie stuff's good for picking up chicks, but actually, I don't believe in any of it, and I'm actually evil. And then the other guy's like, "No, you can't get rid of recess. It's necessary for kids to get out all their energy and steam."
Yeah. But Phil's like, nah, none of that. I'm getting rid of recess.
Yeah.
And then the superintendent comes up and is like, "You're not, though. You're fired. Prickly's the principal now."
"How could you do this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Who let you in?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, it was your teacher friend. By the way, I'm gonna promote him to your job."
Yeah.
Instead of
And
you.
Phil's like, "I will get my revenge one day. Miss Finster, surely you will side with me." And she says, "I could never be with a man who doesn't love recess." Great.
I mean, it makes sense because she loves recess because she doesn't have to deal with the kids
Exactly.
because she hates them. Even when she was young and cool, she also still hated the kids then. That's in my canon.
She hates them. She hates all kids. So that is the reason why Phil's doing what he's doing. We get a quote from TJ where he's like, "So that guy's some weirdo teacher who wants to get rid of recess? Okay, this time it's personal."
Yeah,
This time
is
it's
it?
personal. It's not really.
No.
I mean, I guess they want to get rid of recess and he loves recess, but it's
Yeah.
not really that personal.
It's a good quote, though.
And then the bad guy's plan is revealed.
Yes.
He takes them into the room and he explains what he's doing. The big old evil man speech.
Yeah, he's like, "I am fucking crazy. I wrote on the walls over there for some reason. But also, my idea is I will change the orbit of the moon so that there is, in fact, no summer whatsoever. It's just cold, and therefore there won't be a summer break because it's too cold.
It's too cold.
And therefore, we will all still go to school, and therefore our grades will be better."
Yeah, because his reasoning is the countries with the best scores, the best school scores are Canada, Norway, and Greenland. All very cold places. It doesn't. That's not why. But like maybe it's because they've got good education systems. I don't know.
Yeah, and also they definitely have summer recess. Like they have, they have a summer break. It doesn't have to be warm to be summer break. Like if he changed the moon and made it so it was cold all the time, there would still be a summer break.
There would be. Yeah.
It would just be cold. It would be a winter break.
This movie is definitely, it's not as clever as the TV show. It's not as funny as the TV show. It's not as satirical or as enjoyable for adults as the TV show. But that bad guy's plan is genuinely hilarious, and I absolutely love the reveal. It's very funny.
Well, he's also crazy. Like, he's actually canon movie crazy because he wrote on the wall, I hate recess. I hate vacation or whatever, But also, even if he changed the orbit of the move, he was just moving it. Wouldn't it just be summer when it was winter and winter when it was summer?
Yeah, it wouldn't freeze the whole planet.
I don't know. Maybe it would. Maybe it'd fuck everything up, but yeah.
It's a good point.
Anyway, I don't want to criticize this plan anymore. I'm sure it's a great plan.
It's a good point. You made a good point. So then TJ, he gets a walkie-talkie. He lets the rest of his friends know, hey, this is what's going on. You probably want to get some reinforcements. So they go off and they get all the rest of the school. Everyone from all the camps.
And they're all on board. They have no arguments. They're on board.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely a bit disorganized, but luckily Gus comes in with his military training. And then riles them up into an army to be reckoned with.
Yes. And they launch their offensive on the school just as TJ and Prickly are finding a way to escape.
Yeah.
I loved how it starts with, again, shotgun on the mantelpiece. Mikey, he sings outside the school to draw the guards over to come and see what he's singing about. And the digger kids have dug a massive hole, so all the guards then fall into the hole.
Yeah.
So yeah, they invade the school, they bash up all the guards and the ninjas through harmless pranks.
The 4 white girls knock over some guys and, cover them in a net and then go, ooh, scandalous! And I was like, oh my god.
So scary.
That's terrifying.
TJ and Prickly, they get the chowder from the cafeteria and pour it all over one of the bad guys. The bad guy that may have had intimate relations with Prickly's wife.
Yeah. Covered in moldy chowder, I presume.
Disgusting. And they all then run to the gymnasium. To quote the movie, again, a great quote, I loved it. They're all like, all right, the only place left to go is the gymnasium. We're going to go stop the bad guy. Quick, to the auditorium. And no running in the halls.
Haha, because it's Mr. Prickly and he's like, no running in the halls.
It's good, it's good.
It's funny.
Yeah, they get into the gymnasium. The laser has gone off. They're going to change the moon, so they've only got a short amount of time to stop it.
Yes, but they can't beat these big old adults. There's loads of them here, and how are they going to defeat them? The only thing that could possibly defeat an adult would be another adult, but they're just kids.
Yeah.
What are they going to do, Sandro? What are they going to do?
Well, from the top of the school, from the window that you open to let the pigeon poop in, comes Miss Finster and all the teachers.
Oh my god, the teachers are here to save the day!
They grapple down.
We saw them in the flashback when they were young, and now they know kung fu.
And they fight the ninjas.
And boxing.
Yeah.
Oh, wait! I just realized early on the old lady teacher is practicing boxing in her house.
Oh, yeah.
And then she comes back and does it. There's so much shotgun on the mantelpiece.
It's almost like this is a well-written kids movie.
Yeah. I thought that was just like a throwaway joke because she's like a tough teacher.
Yeah.
So this is old lady boxing. But no, she actually uses the boxing here.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
That's a good point.
And she punches out the tough guard.
Yeah. It's not a great action scene. I think it could have been better, but it's still pretty it
was alright.
It gets the job done.
I liked the Prickly, Mr. Prickly, he goes over to Phil and is like, you can't do this, whatever. And the guy's like, you can't stop me this time. I'm gonna win this time and you're gonna lose. And he's like, hey, you have a stain on your tie. And the guy's like, huh? And then he, like, smacks him in the face.
But oh no, the laser's still going to go off. They've punched out all the adults, but the laser's still going to go off. So TJ gets that baseball and he throws it at the laser and it explodes.
Well, no. No, TJ doesn't throw it. He gives it to the sports kid.
He gives it to Vince. Yeah.
Because he hasn't done anything in this film, Sandro.
Because Vince is the most pointless character in the whole film. He's got to have something to do.
Yeah, well, this was the most important thing in the film because he throws it at the target, but he doesn't do what the other people would said to do, which was to just throw it. He actually aims. And then he throws it and he hits the super mega laser and it deactivates.
It explodes, but only the machine explodes, not the gymnasium itself.
Yes, otherwise that would kill the teachers and the kids, which would be pretty tragic.
That was a close one. It's like the school is explosion-proof.
Well, I mean, they have to deal with, like, kids and those, like, toddlers.
Oh, yeah, true. It's toddler-proof.
Yeah, those ravenous toddlers. I mean, so, like, I'm pretty sure you would have to make a school explosion-proof, especially when, like, kids are actively building catapults to launch ice cream and, like, digging pits that, like, can trap full-on adults. I would make my school, especially the gymnasium, explosion-proof.
You would. So that's it. They won.
Yeah.
I guess the bad guys are all put in jail or something, because that's how kid movies usually end.
Yeah, we see the parents are like, wow, the sister got promoted at the hot dog stand, and TJ saved the world. What do you mean? Those are not equal feats.
But comedy. It's funny.
Also, you know that TJ saved the world?
Yeah, I guess it's public knowledge.
Yeah, so is that going to come back in an episode? Nope.
This should have been the finale. This should have been the finale of the TV show. Wrap it up with a movie. Because, there's no way they could have topped that in season 6. And yeah, the gang all decide to skip camp and just hang out. Because there's going to be more time for learning how to be adults in the future.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And then we get Green Tambourine.
Oh, well, at first we get TJ and Prickly. They have quite a nice moment.
Oh, right. Yeah, there's that little end bit. I forgot about that end bit where, like, Mr. Prickly and TJ, they have a conversation. It's like, well, see you after summer. It's like, yeah, we learned a lot about each other. And you know what? I respect you, Mr. Prickly. And he's like, yeah, you taught me to remember why I became a teacher. And, you know, that was for the kids and stuff.
Yeah, gotta think of the kids.
You get out there, TJ. You enjoy summer. That's what it's all about. It's a nice day outside. You hang out with your friends. And then TJ runs off, and Mr. Prickly, he pulls up, like, a peace sign out of his drawer. And he's like, yeah, I remember.
Good old days. He lights a fat joint.
Yeah, he remembers doing weed in the back of his
Volkswagen.
Yeah.
He goes to a swingers party.
Yeah, and then it zooms out in 3D again to end the movie.
And then we get a psychedelic 60s credits.
Yeah.
Which kids will not get any of that, but I love that that's how the movie ends. It looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. I feel like the kids would enjoy the visuals.
Yeah. But I enjoyed the visuals and the song, the Green Tambourine song, really good.
Yeah.
Super trippy.
I like how all the cast, like, all the main kids are also in, like, hippie gear as well, all of a sudden.
Yeah. Great credits. And that is Recess School's Out. That's the movie.
Yeah.
Comes into a tight 80 minutes. And I think it's really good. Yeah, like, compared to the TV show, it's not saying anything, but it doesn't need to. It's just a piece of entertainment. I think it's a lot of fun. And I would give this a goodie. If you enjoyed the TV show Recess when you were a kid, if you have fond memories of the movie, it holds up. Go back to it. Check it out. Yeah. Relive your childhood. It's on Disney+.
Well, if you know someone young, show them the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll love it.
Good for kids.
As I said, I really like animated films that, like, put things in for the adults. Because it's not just kids that have to watch this. It's the adults that have to watch it 100,000 times because their child won't shut up about Frozen and has to have it on 24/7, otherwise they scream, you know? You have to make these jokes and other things, like, for the adults so that the adults can also enjoy it as well.
Gotta make it enjoyable for everyone.
And the kids will just love it.
Yeah. And we've gotten really good kids stuff. I mean, it's this and Xenon mainly. They're two things for kids that I think adults can get a lot out of. Definitely more with this than Xenon. But
yeah. And I think they've been like the best movies we've watched this year so far have just been kids.
Well, The Goddess of 1967 is my favorite, and kids should not watch that.
No. But, like, what movies have we watched? We've watched The Goddess of 1967, which was very good.
It's very good, but that's for adults.
And then we've watched Xenon. You watched the second Xenon, and actually the first Xenon was a lot better.
Yeah.
The first Xenon was on par with this one.
Well, 2001 is going to be a year of like, we're doing a lot of kid stuff this year, probably, because a lot of kid stuff came out, and so...
So far, so good.
So far, so good. So, yeah, you're giving it a goodie, then?
Yeah, I think I'll give it a goodie. It was a good film. And in a year or so, I wouldn't mind watching it again.
Yeah.
Not instantly, because it's a child's film, and they can become grating quite easily, but...
Just watch the TV show.
Yeah! Oh, I should watch the TV show, yeah.
Alright, 2 goodies for recess. School's out. Now it's time to completely ruin this franchise forever and cross it over with some other movies that we've covered.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Crossover segment where I've got a random number generator between 1 and 162. The number it generates, we will make a crossover between Recess and whatever movie we covered on that episode number. I'm worried about this one.
Why?
We mainly do adult movies, scary, action, comedies, you know.
I feel like this could be fun.
123.
123? Oh, that's pretty recent.
That was, was that last year? I think that was last year.
Well, it's definitely not this year, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was last year, 1987. Really going to stretch our memories on this one. One of the more forgettable films we did last year. Hot Pursuit.
Hot Pursuit.
It was the guy, John Cusack, he's in school or something. His girlfriend goes on a vacation and he tries to catch up with her. And he's like going through the Caribbean jungle and stuff, trying to catch up with his girlfriend, but stuff keeps happening.
Yeah. He tries to get to the island, and then his parents and girlfriend are being kidnapped by pirates. And so he has to save them.
Not a great movie, but it wasn't bad.
No. But
it was like very forgettable, so I can't remember too many exact details about it.
Oh, I think I can remember it.
Okay, because I'm completely out of ideas as to how to start this pitch. So what's your first thoughts?
I've got an idea. So here's the situation. So the kids it's summer, right?
Yep.
Their school's out. So now what they're going to do is they're all going to go on holiday. They're all going to go on holidays with their families. But guess what, Sandra? They're all going on their separate holidays.
Oh, they're going on separate holidays. One of them's going on a holiday to a baseball place.
A baseball place? That was the best you could come up with?
One of them's going on a holiday to the grand tournament of children wrestling.
Children? Why couldn't she just go to, like, the WWE to watch actual wrestlers?
Because then we'd have to cast Hulk Hogan and stuff, and it'd be awkward, because, you know, he's racist.
That's the best thing. Because we're still... Wait, when was Hulk Hogan revealed to be a racist?
Let me go on Hulk Hogan's Wikipedia page and see exactly when we can have him in the thing without it being an issue.
Without him being racist. Well, we could just have The Rock, right?
The Rock, 2005, just after Mummy Returns. Everyone knows who he is. Let's do it. The Rock.
And we're an animated film. I'm just saying, The Rock's had an 100% canon, fantastic career with animation.
All right, The Rock.
Yeah. So we've got a guest starring from The Rock.
Yeah.
She's like gets a random lucky number, and she's like allows to get into the ring with one of the wrestlers, and then she beats up The Rock, and The Rock's like, I'm just putting it all on for show. Ow. Please get her away from me.
So they're all out on random vacations. Maybe TJ's sister gets kidnapped by pirates.
All their family members get kidnapped by pirates.
Yes, all their family members get kidnapped by, which means that they're all, let's say they're all on holiday in like the Caribbean islands.
Yeah.
But they're all on different islands.
Yes.
So it's the same pirates, and they're all kind of in the same area.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how I was going to connect all the pirates. Maybe they're just going around kidnapping families.
Oh, in Hot Pursuit, there was that pirate captain, the drunk guy.
Yeah! He's now old and is that drunken dude now.
So now John Cusack is the old drunk guy, and all the kids have to go... Is it animated? It's animated, right?
Yeah, this is definitely animated.
This is a weird crossover.
Well, do you really want to bring these kids to live action?
I was going to say we do a hybrid. Let's not do a hybrid. John Cusack is an old man, and he's animated. To get their parents back, they have to catch a ride with John Cusack, who's now this sailor guy around the islands, quite drunk.
Yeah, he's a crazy guy because no one believes him that the pirates are going around kidnapping people. It's like, but I remember when I was a kid, this happened exactly to me. My parents were kidnapped and we need to go save them. And then these kids come and they're like, oh man, no one they go to the police station and there's two generic cops and none of them believes that their parents have been kidnapped by Jack Sparrow, the famous actor Johnny Depp.
How do we work in Prickly and Finster? They need to be in there. Maybe Prickly's on a
they're on holiday as well. No. They're absolutely like on a cruise. They're like lazing on the beach and they're like, thank goodness, away from all those kids. Then the families arrive with the kids, and it's like, oh, Mr. Prickly, I didn't know you were going to be here as well. Isn't this summer vacation great? And he's like, oh my god, I want to fucking die.
It's happened again. Great. I think that's actually a pretty good movie. Kind of feels like a Peanuts movie, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And then they have to team up, and they do like comical ways of rescuing their families.
Killing the pirates.
Whoa.
I mean, knocking them out.
Yeah, knocking them out.
Into shark-infested water.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, there we go. That is that movie done right there. Moving on to the next segment. This one will be very interesting.
It's time for rotten reviews.
Oh,
this
no.
This is part of the show where I get bad reviews
Stinky.
from the worst place. From the worst people, not the reviewers, because they're all great. Everyone knows it. It's from the horrible, disgusting cesspool that is the audience reviews.
Wow, you've really turned against them this week.
Yeah.
Usually you're like hyping up the audience, but this week you're like, I hate them all.
I just mixed it up.
Oh, okay. It was a creative decision.
Yeah. It was not that most of the reviews were pretty polarized this week.
I do like the polar.
Me too.
Ice caps
No.
are melting.
What? Nah. I said me too way too quickly. No. You can't like it melting, Sandro.
Why not?
God, yeah.
I love seeing the world do the opposite of burn.
No, that would be freezing, right?
I think I would prefer an ice age over than everyone catching fire. I think another ice age would be pretty
Agreed.
fun.
Definitely. Yeah, I wouldn't mind another ice age, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, the new ice age did just come out, and apparently it's not very good. They returned to the world of the dinosaurs.
Well, I thought that was okay, actually, the first dinosaur one.
It was fine.
It was a weird way to go, but I like adding dinosaurs.
It was probably the last good one.
Plus the crazy dinosaur hunter guy. That was a good addition as of a character. Because usually in those movies, they add a character and it's really bad. That one, pretty good. Ice Age has had a pretty good record on that front, but yeah. So, I get audience reviews from Rotten Tomatoes about the movie we watched. I will tell Sandro the review, and he has to guess the score they rated it.
Yes.
So the scores go between 0.5 and 5. Stuart Little, he says, this movie hits its target. 7.2 out of 10, B-.
I love it when they bring their own rating system to a site that already has its own rating system. This film hits its target. What's the target? Expand on that, Stuart.
Says 7.2 out of 10, or a B-. That's its target.
It's got to be 3.5. If it isn't 3.5, I'll be mad.
Well, Sandro, I hate to break it to you, but you're correct, of course. It's 3.5, obviously.
Oh, I thought I would have to throw a tantrum then for a second, but you saved me by saying it was the right one.
I would have had to send you to detention.
I know.
Tiffany says, Ha ha ha! That was great when I was a kid. Lol.
It's one of those ones.
Lol.
Not saying it's great now, though, Tiffany.
No, but she did say it was great when she was a kid.
If it's a lol, if you're putting a lol in your review and it's non-ironic, you're only rating this 5 stars. So it's 5 stars from Tiffany.
It's 3.5 again.
Another 3.5. All right.
Yep. Courtney says the TV show was way better.
2.5?
No, it's 1 out of 5.
Very negative. All right.
Yeah. The next one you might like better. Erica says, this is better than the TV show.
Why is it better, Erica? Tell me why. 4 out of 5.
The duality of reviews. The TV show was way better, or this is better than the TV show.
This is better than the TV show. I'll go 4 out of 5.
It's 5 out of 5.
Of course it is.
All right. Adam says, I had to watch this about 3 times in a week with my friend's son.
What? Were you babysitting? I hope so. Or else why would you watch this movie 3 times in a week with your friend's son?
To entertain the son, make sure he's not causing trouble.
You're a pretty good friend if you're watching this with your friend's son.
Yeah.
Just saying. I don't know. 3.
It's 0.5.
Of course it is. Okay.
You have to watch it 3 times in a week. He's sick of it.
3 times in a week is a lot, actually. I don't even watch one movie twice in a week.
No. Why would you? That makes no sense.
Just watch new things all the time.
Oh, actually, I watched Godzilla. The one with the new mechanical Godzilla.
vs. Kong.
I watched that within a week of each other.
Oh, yeah, you did see that twice in a week. That's right.
Yeah.
We reviewed that one on Patreon, I think, actually.
Wait, you can check out that review on Patreon? You could pay $5 to check out that review and my full thoughts on why I think the second Godzilla is the best movie?
You're wrong about that, but you can check that out, yes.
I think I was correct. Thank you very much.
I think you're wrong. I saw that Mortal Kombat is on Netflix, and I was tempted to rewatch it, but I haven't. But if you're in Australia and you watch Netflix, Mortal Kombat, we also reviewed that on Patreon. So much content on Patreon.
Wow. And it's only $5?
I know.
That's crazy. Anyway, Craig says, my grandma wanted to see this for some reason. Lol. Oh well, I love me some Recess.
Cool. Yeah, your grandma's getting around some Recess. Good on her.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like this appeals to grandmas because they were alive when they were hippies.
During the 60s.
And doing drugs.
This film does a great job at just capturing every audience. Young kids, adults, grandparents. Good work. Not the grandparents aren't adults. I don't know why I separated the two.
Yeah. Well, no, they never got to adulthood because they skipped that because of all the drugs. They just it was a drugged haze.
Yeah.
They don't remember adulthood.
I forgot the review, but I don't care. It was something about grandparents. I'll give it 5 out of 5.
It's 3 out of 5.
Okay.
All right. The last review. The review isn't good, but the username was incredible. So, are you ready?
That warrants it being added, I guess. Let's go.
Jonathan loves his ickle babies, says, love it.
Love it.
But it's L-U-U-U-U-U-U-U-U-U-U-U-U-V.
That's what I love. Jonathan loves his... What was it?
Ickle babies.
Ickle babies? What is ickle?
Like little. It's like a cutesy way of saying little. Ickle.
Ickle.
Oh, it says ickle babies.
Cool. Yeah. A child's word for little, according to the Google Dictionary.
There you go. See, I was right. Yeah. Jonathan loves little ickle babies.
Cool.
It's ickle babies.
I don't know. 5 out of 5, probably.
It's 4.5 out of 5.
Okay. Sure. That's the episode right there. Thank you for listening as always. If you like the show, good on you.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, we've plugged stuff enough. I mean, we have Facebooks.
There's no point in plugging Patreon because we've done it.
We plugged it so much today. We have some Facebooks, we have Instagrams, we have other things. Check us out.
Thanks to Josh Cake for the theme song.
Yeah. Oh, sure. What a great theme song.
Yeah. And finally, if you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, we'd very much appreciate a review. If you could just chuck us a little review, very much would appreciate it. Helps the show out greatly. That's everything, yeah, because we've plugged Patreon way too much during this episode.
Now, Sandro.
Yes.
It is time for me to pick a movie.
Usually I have to tell you it's time to pick a movie. You really want to pick a movie this week. You're excited.
Yeah. I flipped the script again. I'm doing a lot of those just to freshen things up.
I wonder if it's because you kind of, like, are you getting, like, some energy from me right now? Some energy that's like, next week's going to be a good one.
I'm excited. I'm feeling your chakras right now. Like as if we were in the 60s doing heroin and other opioids. I'm feeling excited right now.
You're feeling excited.
Elated. On cloud 9.
You should feel excited because these are some good choices. I'm glad that you're kind of picking up on what I'm putting down, and by putting down, I mean my chakras. I'm putting them down, dropping them low.
Keep your chakras to yourself, please. And just tell me what movies I have to choose from this week.
Well, the movies that came out next week in 2001 are 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
3,000 Miles to Graceland. Okay, what's that about?
It's a dark comedy action film about a plot to rob a casino during a convention of Elvis impersonators.
That would take an unexpected twist.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
You know what they do in that? They all dress up as Elvises, obviously, so they can just leave in the Elvis convention. That's very dumb.
Bit of a dumb heist movie. Last Resort, a young Russian woman and her son try to immigrate to Britain.
Okay.
Bit of a drama. And finally, Monkey Bone.
Oh, Monkey Bone.
Brandon Fraser is a cartoonist who becomes trapped in a nightmarish world filled with his own cartoon creations.
What? Everyone's favorite Brendan Fraser not in the Mummy series?
We did a few movies with him in our first year, covering 94.
Yeah, that's true. Ages ago, centuries ago, bajillion years. Hey, wow, that's so relevant because he started doing acting jobs again. I love Brendan Fraser.
Well, I guess you're picking Monkey Bone then.
Yeah, no, look, 3,000 Miles to Graceland does actually sound pretty great.
I'll put it on the list of action movies for Patreon.
Action or comedy?
I think it's more action heist. It is a comedy, but yeah, it's a black comedy action.
Yeah, and then Monkey Bones. We're gonna do Monkey Bone. Go Monkey Bone.
Monkey Bone.
That sounds so silly.
Next week we'll do that. Right now, wrap it up with the best quote from Recess: School's Out.
There's a lot of good ones.
There are some good ones.
Obviously, my two favorites are Wonder If I Could Get Them Tried as an Adult and Curse These Bootylicious Hips, but there's one I didn't mention, which was after he gets kicked out of the police station, he says, TJ says, "I'm be a taxpayer someday."
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny.
Which was very funny. I liked that. I like that. That was a good one.
My favorite one is Psychedelic Principalia, bro. Hey.
I love the 60s, man. Radical.
Let me just get a belt and we can inject some Volkswagen into our veins, bro.
Yeah. The Vietnam War was a failure.
Yeah, bro. They weren't really saying bro back then. It was more like fam?
Dude. Although that's more 80s, but I think they started saying dude.
I feel like they did.
A lot.
Suh, dude.
Suh, dude.